Hello beautiful people, I'd like to talk to you about the bravest little warrior I know, Chase. We have a foundation that we're just putting together now called Chasing Hope. I think everyone pretty much knows the story of Chase. You'll see the hashtags Bring Chase Home. He's a little 4-year-old non-verbal boy that came to our church seeking refuge with his family early in the middle of the night in January. He'd had very extreme health complications his whole life, and the medical system just wasn't supporting them the way the parents were wanting. You know, Chase was just he had no quality of life. He was lying around like a comatized zombie all day, every day. They couldn't do anything. He was needing 24/7 care from his parents. He was very sick. His mum, Sino, would tell me that it was like the Grim Reaper energy was around all the time. She was just scared every day that her son was going to die. And then she chose to start looking into a plant-based diet and decided to take Chase off the synthetic genetically modified food that he was being fed in the hospital. She believed that it was causing more complications to his health. That's when all the Queensland services started to step in and harass this family, I would say. They were harassing this family. All of this is documented on Facebook, so the whole world has watched Chase go from a non-verbal 4-year-old boy. Even in the Santa photos, his sister's there happy and vibrant and smiling, and Chase is just lying back lifeless. Absolutely no quality of life. He started waving, smiling, laughing for the very first time in his life at the age of 4. Many of those milestones were done for the very first time at the age of 4. The whole world watched it, while family and community services have continued to speculate that Chase was being malnutritioned. So on the 19th of May, fax workers and police came into our church, and we refused to let Chase be taken from this organisation, but they just called more police to come. So it turned out, about 10 police who were there to take away a 4-year-old non-verbal boy. He was taken into the system then, and they were intending to feed him the synthetic genetically modified food and the unethical epilepsy medicines that were not working. My concern right now is for Chase's health. The whole world witnessed him go from a lifeless zombie type state to a vibrant, healthy boy that was conscious of his surroundings and even was laughing and smiling on national TV. He was starting to be verbal, and I was trying to teach him mum. I was trying to teach him mum, and dad. So when he was with his family, he was being fed hemp seeds, avocado, banana, coconut water. His potassium levels were a little bit low, and that was one of the reasons that they took him, even though the hospital had notified fax the day that they took Chase, saying that his potassium levels were actually normal. The fax took him stating that based on the low potassium levels from a blood test 2 weeks earlier to the date that they took Chase. Also an interesting factor in this is that when Chase was younger, I think it was the age of 1 or 2, his potassium levels were the same same low level, and no one said anything about it then. The hospital let him have that potassium, let him stay at that potassium level for 1.5 years. They didn't address it. It wasn't until the plant-based diet that he was on that everything started to improve. All of his levels for his bloods and his vitamins and minerals in his body were starting to improve and level out. Early this year, the family came to us in January seeking refuge. Since that time, we've attended court 3 times in Queensland, with the judge stating each time that the judge felt that she was confident that Chase was safe in the care of his adoring parents, and they were doing everything they could to save their son's life. We also attended 4 hospital visits and were discharged this whole time, and so there was, with doctors even stating that there was no threat to Chase's health, that he was not in critical danger of dying, like services were saying. It's really in a roundabout way, it looks like the situation is that these parents are being discriminated against because they've chosen a plant-based diet, including whole plant cannabis, and it has saved their son's life. The whole world has witnessed this. This is going on in Australia everywhere. If you're refusing to give your children the treatment that is requested in hospitals, they will, the possibility of your children being taken from you and putting into community services is very high. You know, we've been to court 3 times, we've been to hospital 4 times with the doctors and the judges and everyone saying that Chase was safe and doing well for a child with his condition in his parents' care, but FACT still chose to take him on the 19th of May. It's been 12 weeks this week, 82 days or something crazy like that. We're very scared for Chase's health. And love, you know, the family were living with us on and off since January, and the thing that I witnessed the most was love. And you know, Dr. Andrew Catalaris, he's been watching Chase and contributing to his health improvements and being a big part of that. And he said this child could have survived just on love, because, you know, we'd never witnessed a child just be so bathed in love 24/7. His parents are so devoted. That love, my body, my choice with Chase. It's not about. It doesn't even have to relate to cannabis. It's about a 4-year-old boy that if he had a choice, I'm sure he would not want to be devoid of the love that is in his life right now, and the community and his family and his parents that love him more than life itself, you know. So there's going to be lots of rallies to bring Chase home. It's been 12 weeks now since he's been devoid of the only love, quality of life. His beautiful, adoring parents. They've relocated from Queensland to Newcastle. Got a beautiful home in Newcastle. Chase's bedroom's been set up for weeks with his special bed. We're selling the merchandise. We have the shirt, Chasing Hope and My Body, My Choice, are available on the Church of Ubuntu website. We also have these beautiful pendants, and what happens is you charge them in the sun through the day, and then they glow at night. So they're really special. They're made from orgonite. 100% of the money raised from these purchases goes to the family to support them to whatever they need. They do have a lengthy court case coming up, so they need financial support. This has really crippled them financially. You know, every day is spent trying to fight for to work out how they can get their son returned. So it's paperwork and studying, and yeah. So if we can support them to lift the financial pressure, that would make a huge difference to their lives. And in standing up for Chase, Mark and their family, we're standing up for all Australians that, you know, this could happen to you, you know, and when it does, and, you know, or if we stand together now, this could stop it happening from you. So, yeah, thank you. Bring Chase home.